Today I want to show you how to make a very important medicinal drink that I made all through raising Bree, all through her life. It was crucial to know how to make the kuzu drink. And I'm going to start it and talk as I'm making it. So kuzu, this is kuzu, and it's originally from Japan, and I keep it in a glass bottle. So I take a heaping teaspoon of kuzu and I put it in a mug, and then I add a bit of water, and you want to mix it. Now the most important thing is the water has got to be cold or at room temperature, but not warm, because then the kuzu will clump, and you definitely don't want it to clump. So I've stirred that up. Now I'll fill the mug. And there we've got the base ready to go. You see, it's, as I pour it in, you can see it's a white, very white liquid. Okay? There. Now what I do is I have some in this saucepan, because we're making a couple of different ones. So I'm going to stir this and turn up the heat and keep an eye on it until it becomes translucent. Okay, that's very important. Take a couple of minutes. But as I'm doing this, I want to tell you about kuzu. It's really good for the intestines and the stomach and indigestion, or an over acid condition. So what I would do is I would never be without kuzu, umabushi plum, and either a good tamari or a good soy sauce. And this is a very good brand. And they make a tamari too, which I just don't have in the house right now. But I would never be without these, because if Bree felt off, if she was coming down with something, I didn't know what it was. Especially when I'd go to feed her and she was feeling off and just didn't want to eat. And then I knew, okay, her stomach, something's upset. And I'd immediately make a kuzu drink. So it comes from Japan, and how it got to the U.S. was about 150 years ago. The U.S. government asked the Japanese if they had any type of plant that would hold riverbanks back, and they did, the kuzu. So now, yeah, it grows really well in the southern states, but it's almost become like a weed. The thing is, this is gold. This package could be closed like $9. But you use very little. You don't do it every day. It's medicinal, and that's what I want to really stress, because if you want the effects, don't use something every day. This is medicine, and this is home remedies. Also, you know, it's great for diarrhea, but especially with my child, Bree, and the Wolf-Hirschhorn children who have tendency towards constipation, you wouldn't want to give this every day. So, because if it's good for diarrhea, it's going to, you know, if you're giving, you don't want to give a lot and constipate. But sickness is an over acid condition, so let me just keep an eye on this, because I want it to become translucent. And this is called umishoi kuzu. And so simple, just the water, good spring water, or from a filter, the kuzu, a little bit of tamari, and that was generally how I made it for Bree all the years, and it worked wonders. And this is home remedy that you can use on people that are, Bree was eating, you know, like 99.9% plant-based. She'd have fish once in a while. So and it'll work even with people who are eating not so great diets. But the whole point is not to rely on the medicine. I consider this medicine for your daily basis, because you're just masking the problem. You really need to straighten out your diet, get rid of the sugars. I would never, ever give a special needs child sugar, ever. The closest I would come to it would be rice syrup, which is in one of the drinks, or organic apple juice. But organic, because fruits have a lot of pesticides, and little bodies cannot deal with detoxing that, so it's going to stress their livers long term. Now this is starting to clarify. As soon as I get it clearer, I will show you what it looks like. So it's very, very simple. Even when Bree and I went away to near the ocean to our family's place, little cabin, I would never think of being without kuzu, umabushi, or tamari soy sauce, ever, because just in case, those were the things I always needed to have around. In Japan, oh, this is clarifying nicely now. In Japan, the umi plum, umaboshi, is considered, I'll show you what it looks like, very salty, very salty. So any type of indigestion, just suck on one. And all these are expensive, but you don't use them every day. So this is an umaboshi plum. And I would take just a little bit, but Bree, rarely did I even have to use this. This was just gonna take a little bit off and put it in here for, up to like a half of it. Because I'm gonna have this later. There. And this is, in Japan, considered the Alka-Seltzer, the Japanese Alka-Seltzer, because it smooths the stomach and the intestines, okay? And it's good for you. So, there we go. We are almost clear now. And I'm gonna try and show you the difference between these two pots. I'll lift them up just to show them. I need a mirror, a reflective mirror over the counter would be great. That's what they do in cooking schools. Okay. I don't know if you can see the difference, but can you see the difference here? You can, okay? One's white and one's clear, translucent. So then what you do, a bit of soy sauce. Now, with Bree, I would probably go just a couple of drops. Let's see, like a quarter of a teaspoon was fine for her, and no more than a half teaspoon of the tamari or soy sauce, okay? And then I would let this simmer another, I'm gonna do a little bit more. That was an 8. There we go, eyeball it. Let this simmer for about 3 to 5 minutes on low, and it's ready. Now, if I wanted to, and this was fine for Bree, just like it was. If I wanted to step it up even more, ginger is known to be great for digestion too. So how you take the skin off ginger, just in case you don't know, is you just with a spoon go like this, and it comes off. See? That's how you do it. But this is a ginger grater, and you would just grate the spot that doesn't have any skin on it anymore until you've got about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Till you got 1/8 of a teaspoon of the pulp. And, 1/8 of a teaspoon, that's 1/8 of a teaspoon, so it doesn't take too much before you have it. And then you can add that also. That would be omi soy kuzu drink with ginger, okay? Just a little different. So there we go. Might as well put it in. And I would leave that just simmer a bit and then pour it into a mug, and it's done. So now the other one with kuzu is called ami kuzu tea, really. And this is it's more sweet. This is salty, this is more sweet. This is for relaxing the mind and the body. And Japanese monks, after they had been out begging for food, would come back and always have an ami kuzu tea to relax their mind for their studies. Okay? So it's the same preparation. It's the kuzu, heaping teaspoon of kuzu in a mug, add a little bit of water, room temperature or cold. I always have some filtered water ready to go in my cooking, always. Then you mix it up so it doesn't lump. I see the spilling. Mix it up real nice so there's no lumps. Then fill up the mug and pour it into a saucepan. Stir it until it becomes translucent. And then with that one, this one now is ready to go. So I'm just going to pour it right in here. That's beautiful. I'll have that later. And so this one would become translucent. And then what I would do is, once it was translucent, is I would take a teaspoon. I would start with a teaspoon. This is also great to bring down fevers in little children. So this is something else to consider. And I would just do a teaspoon and up to 2 teaspoons tops in this. You could also, this is brown rice. It's made from brown rice, okay? It's a sweetener. It's a mild sweetener. But like worlds better than sugar. There's nothing good about sugar. It's empty calories. It suppresses your immune system. It's just, you know, I believe in putting everything on your child's side. And whether they ever have a candy in their life. Bree never had a candy in her life. She never had sugar in her life. But she was happy and healthy and at home with mom. And that's all that matters. So, but you can also replace this with a half a cup of organic apple juice. Okay, please, organic only. Bree was sensitive to apples, so I would have chosen the brown rice syrup. So it's the same principle, and then that's done. So, kuzu, I can't say enough. I mean, it's a really, really important medicinal ingredient. And I can't say enough good about it and how it was crucial. I mean, this, you know, with these things around the house, these simple things, it took pressure off because I wasn't going for medicines that I didn't know how would affect Bree's body. And, you know, my daughter was drug-free all her life. That is totally miraculous. I mean, I'm still in awe of it, and I'm still so grateful for this knowledge about alternatives. And, you know, I'm in the process of slowly writing how I cooked for Bree all these years. So there will be a home remedies section, and this will be at the top. This will be the first thing I talk about, will be kuzu drinks, okay? I think what I'll do, too, to show you how medicinal has been so important in our lives is at the end of it, I'll just show you a quick picture of the inside of my bathroom medicine cabinet, just so you see what I consider medicines and not. This is coming together. This is ready right now for the, here we go. Ah, it went right in. There we go. That should be plenty right there. All right, so that'll melt off nicely. And this will be ready. And I'm going to have some great kuzu drinks today. So, these are great things. Kuzu, a good, and to get these ingredients, like my local co-op unfortunately doesn't have a good tamari. I can name the brands they have that I don't like, but I won't do that. But Eden is a good one. And Osawa is excellent, excellent. So you can just go online to Gold, G-O-L-D, Mind, M-I-N-D, naturalfoods.com, and they have all these products. They have all of them, okay? And their quality is so good. So people say, oh, I can't afford. This is my last comment. Can't afford. Well, Bree and I did this for almost 37 years at poverty level as a single mom most of the time. And I think it's not that I can't afford, because that's my experience. I can only speak to my experience. It's what you prioritize in your life. And the most important thing for me was feeding my daughter really, really well and clean, and to not have to deal with medications or hospitals. And the other thing was a roof over us. And okay, I don't own a house or anything, but that wasn't important. What was important was my daughter live as long as possible, healthy and happy, and she did. And I just can't. Having been at poverty level and shopping at thrift stores and buying in bulk, there's a way to figure it out. Where there's a will, there's a way. All these old proverbs, but that's it. So try this out. Try this out. This is amazing. Okay, so this is my medicine cabinet. This is funny, but very quickly, it's digestive enzymes. This is an oil from China for pain. This is muscle cramps. These are my essential oils I use the most: frankincense, myrrh, and lavender. Tea tree oil, Band-Aids. This is for homeopathy in case of flu. These are olive leaf, natural antibiotic, colloidal silver, vitamin E, nail polish remover. Down here is some just face creams. This is floss. This is pH strips. These are all homeopathy. Neem oil. This is lemongrass oil. So that lip balm, that's my medicine cabinet. The only thing real medicine in here is some Aleve in case of a headache. That's it. This is Rescue Remedy for anxiety and trauma. So that's my medicine cabinet. Medicinal means for medicine, not every day.